Well, alrighty then. We got a thumbnail, we got a title, we got cards, we got the symbolic world notes. We got a host. And we might as well have a live stream. Welcome, everybody. This is Prompt Me, the stream for June the 11th of 2024. I'm Grim Grizz, and today's going to be one of our old favorites, adjunct professing, on the homeroom of the day. And I should also disclaim to you immediately that the production of this episode and parts of this episode include consorting with demons and or Chat GPT, as demonstrated in the newest post on my Substack, Sex with the Demon. It's all documented what went on this morning. You can check it out there by visiting the Substack link that's somewhere on this page. Remember it. We want. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all. Such as Estuary Zamzam, who's I tell you guys, the way the goals have been getting hit lately, I feel as though I'm going to have to do an expense report for the Shadow Cabal. Thank you so much. Yes, you can get the +5 on the replay comment, if you leave it when you watch it after you come back, Hezzy. Hey, Kale, good to see you. Welcome. Does your event happen? Is the film out yet? When is that? I don't have a pet troll. Demons are weak sauce, especially the ones. You see, I call it Sex with a Demon in my new Substack article you can find over on the grimgrizz.substack.com. I call it Sex with the Demon because I know explicitly that all of the content I provided as far as my prompting and the output of that prompting creates something inside its database that it'll have forever and will undoubtedly shape the future of humanity. And such a creation is well, what precedes creation. Oh, now he's Theandric Sophia. It was good to know him. Good to know him. Good to know the Zam Zam fella. Let's go. All right. Yes, we got cards. Oh, with the savings throws you guys are here for because there's so much mind control. But as disclaimed, today's savings throws are also against the sex I had with the demon and the product thereof, which I'm going to expose you to.
We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Just lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
Oh, also, there's an upcoming event in September called Encountering Face to Face, as you can see here now. No, even here now, from September 12th to the 14th in Olympia, Washington. Some seats remain available, as far as I know. As far as the special VIP seats, I think we're down to like 3, and I'm negotiating with Nate for to rework how we handle those final 3 because
I listen to him. I think he is telling us the truth. That is indeed what he wants. Those of you who are sort of sniffing for duplicity or grift or dishonesty, I don't smell any of that here. I think he.
No, I'm very direct about it. I'm here for your money and time and attention and participation. Really, anything I can get out of you and make you. Against such tactics, I offer you the following: a savings throw against my mind control, survival, social, wisdom, or heart. You choose between one of those 4. I roll the die. If it's over 10, you take half damage from the mind control. Like you might not even participate at all. However, if it's under 10, you take full damage and might have to actively participate. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose and save. Survival. Wow. It just happens to be June 11th, and Survivalist rocks in with an 11. Socialisms rock in with an 11. Wisdom folks bring the prime 19. And the hard folks completely nat one it. Completely nat one it. No bonuses for you. Bonuses don't apply in the case of a nat one. Indigo kids, you got the 10. You could save the hard folks if you guys combine your powers.
It is not easy to grasp.
Fixed version of that you didn't upload. Well, Kale. Kale, in his wisdom, in his suck it you fools prime 19 wisdom, decides to object to the branding, the first ever submission from some nice lady named Emily, I think, combined with the power of Upcycle Club to make it have music, and you object to it. You see that the Heart folks are taking the Nat 1 today. Casino deck card for the show it's either the Queen of Diamonds or the 4, depending on what side of the cut you want. Queen of Diamonds would be the normal. Yes, she's gonna beat me if she's able. Okay.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature, Mr. Beale, and I won't have it!
All right, what do we got? Well, see, this stream comes together in two pieces, and the thumbnail comes from the last night piece, which did make it into the symbolic world book. You see, and but you wanted to do the other part first. That came today. The identity is contextual. Great, great, Grim. Why don't you find one of these tabs and play it instead? Okay, here's the part where last night, if you're on the Discord, you may have encountered what we call an everyone notification, a misuse of power that I have as the Discord holder to like give everyone a notification. And that was to this event over on the CBAX channel. He calls it yours truly, Whitey. He's very Whitey. Let's see, what was it? I thought I was going to get the actual opening. Sorry. And
Is what it is. He had a Peugeot on his podcast as well as a Trump kid. Christian, your quality is low. Yeah. Well,
Phoebus did such a great job of sabotaging this. The important bit for you to know is, and why everyone got the tag, is because this fella is going to talk to Rick Walker, and I have provided him with the visual of the following. You didn't load that either. Shush. You show it. Open in browser. Share this tab instead. It's not that hard. Look, I gave backs to this, the part from the screenshot from Pastor Paul Van der Clay's live stream on one Friday day, where he this fella happily agrees to steal the paintball for Jesus thing and make it happen. And since he's going, I needed as many witnesses as possible in case there's future litigation. This is the guided visualization stream. Prompt me. It's called, and then we're almost to the homeroom, the adjunct professing. Almost.
I'm not a cat.
All right. So, since he's Pastor Paul, and Pastor Paul represents the Blue Church in a blue shirt, most days we'll get a Blue Church card of the show and then get into whatever the first tab I have loaded is. You got timestamps written on the card, Grim. Great. I'm sorry. Some of my parts that aren't supposed to speak grab the speaking part while I'm in the show, and that's part of the parts work. We're gonna part apart today. Look at the Blue Church card of the show. I think that's the black Joker. I think that's the black one. I should really figure that out. All right, the first part of the adjunct professing that needs to occur today is a really a character definition moment as far as the cast and crew of characters of this little corner. He gives a highlight and a reference to a person, but does not apply their appropriate corner name, their Blackstone name, if you will. And the fellow who he talks about is Furry David, because he suggested everyone in the corner was a furry during the lost 24-hour live stream event footage. And so I wanted to make sure that is for at least this corner of the corner, which we'll get into. Everybody knows that the guy he's talking about is appropriately known as Furry David.
But David Busatil has been holding Bible studies in Jacob's Corner, and he's been on a lot of live stream lately, and I think he's really been doing an amazing job. And here he brings in a segment of a conversation about programs, but this image of programs can sort of be interchanged with image of parts. And so I'm going to drop that right here.
I've been thinking recently in the ability to see my wife will do things, and now I use this expression, which is run program, which is like,
For those of you just listening, the screen is showing Luke Thompson in the top left, Furry David in the top right, and Chad the alcoholic's ass.
one time she wanted to make this salad, and like it was a Greek salad, but she wanted to throw avocado in it for some reason because we had some that was going bad. And I made the salad completely, but didn't include the reason why we made it, which was to use the avocado. And she's like, but I said that's why. And I said, no. I just ran the Greek salad program. I just.
No. Even threw a no in there. No in there. How about that? Yeah, okay, the next segment's serious. So let's I think that could happen, Mark, but I'm pretty sure the prompts would have to be encapsulated in what they call super chats. Hey, Chad, ahoy, welcome. We're about to do, no, not that part, but why not that part? Check this out. As clipped by Tunji. Hey, no, as clipped by Tunji.
Lance. Sorry, there's a scene in Tropic Thunder where the guy just goes, it looks like I got
This is the whole reason I came in. I wanted to get his head over there.
Oh, what is happening? Flip it.
Oh, it'll wind up on the Broken Clock Tower Discord. Have no worries. So,
As such, so it did, thanks to the power of the reaping of Tunji. It landed in the clip stream. It belongs also in the resonance hall in the social memory complex, because that's exactly that sort of thing. There's another clip we have from that brought to us by, I don't know, I think it was Grim Grizz. And here's that now. This is from Chad's top secret lawn mowing stream. He did lawn mowing in the front to fool everyone, and then had a bunch of people on, one of which was Claire. Here's a bit from that.
Being spiritually fit, let's say, gets me into a position where I could do a good turn for somebody and not get found out, right? Like I could just do something good for somebody and not take credit for it. I could lay my life on the line for somebody else and because I don't know, for whatever reason, because I feel compelled to do that. It's freely given. Stuff that to me is what spiritual fitness looks like. Spiritually unfit would mean like they're doing this to me. I feel like it's this feeling of separation. It has me full of fear. I'm dishonest. All sorts of stuff. I don't know. Being spiritually fit.
But also, through the powers of Dark Lenny time, I became aware. My awareness was associated with somebody known as Alice. Alice and Alice has released a fission thing, at least this part of which has definitely caught my attention. And this here.
Does your body balance itself, or is your awareness required? What is your current GPS location on the map of consciousness? Are the questions too difficult to ask or answer? Why and why not? Does life require you to be stuck in a box or a paradox? Have you found the comedy channel, or is it essential for you to exit the political arena? Did Athena? When do you realize the one who will authorize a curse of grim reapers could be weirdly repurposed in a worldly way as Arachne lay her eggs to hatch as the batch with wings ascends on the bull market?
If you don't know, Athena is a trigger to me because this part here, where's it? There, right?
Arena? Did Athena?
Athena is a trigger to me because once upon a time, this great channel on YouTube known as True Stream Media put one of my tweets in a thing, and then the backdrop of the thing, they did the statue of Athena. And it's always been the association there is now bound to my identity complex in a weird and uncomfortable way. And then the next verse goes into Reapers, weirdly repurposing things. Come on. There, I dropped the link in the Hive Mind to that prophetic thing.
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Nanny. Yes, and we're finally to the adjunct professing part we've had Paul edging for this whole episode. What?
The list? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast Magic Missile.
A room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile. Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here. I'm attacking the darkness.
Hey, Bongo. Athena without Themis. Man, I almost worked for a company named Themis. Good to see you, Rascal. Hey, Bongo. Long time no see. I'm sure you love your box. There's some late magic missiles. Okay, the adjunct professing. Here's the bit we're going to talk about. It starts here-ish.
And so, did you have a place you wanted to start? Is there a part of you you'd like to get to know, or is there a medical symptom you want to explore?
Well, there are a few, but there's one in particular that's definitely been bothering me a lot. That's quite strong. Yeah.
Yeah, it was totally foreshadowed earlier in the clip. This is the IFS therapist fella taking the IFS podcaster lady through an IFS session.
And it's not a medical system, it's an emotion that keeps coming up. It's a profound grief that then gets triggered. And I don't want to start crying, but, you know, I recently found out that a family friend, you know, died, and very young, 20 years old. And this has triggered a huge amount of grief, which I think has probably been there for a long time. It feels that there is something deeper. And yeah, so I keep having these sort of flashbacks and a huge amount of grief.
Okay, that's great. So, as you consider going to that now, to that grieving part, how would that feel, especially in this public context? Are there any parts that are afraid to or don't want to?
I mean, the only reason it's not the public context.
That it was a concern, that it was mentioned, that it was context brought up, triggered in me the notion that I have had long had, that identity is contextual. Identity is contextual, like essentially. All right, so and I couldn't find the image in time, but the burning bush is your neurons firing up the tree of cognition, and the prefrontal cortex is the top of the tree, and the energy isn't there to light up all the trees, all the branches, all the time at once. And so based on the context, certain patterns of programs will operate. And that's why, and it's from contextual cues that you decide which tree branches to light up. And that's where the identity is contextual bit fits in.
Because I'm quite open, but it's just the fear of this grief being so deep that, you know, I'm afraid of it. Like,
yeah, that makes sense. But let the part who's afraid of it know that I can keep that grief from totally overwhelming you, and that we're not going to the grief just to kind of...
One of the super interesting things here is trust. You see what he did right there?
One of the super interesting things here is how terrible your sound was on this one, Paul. You're very quiet compared to the audio you're playing. I think we can blame StreamYards and start complaining together. But the trust, he said.
That we're not going to the grief just to kind of...
One of the super interesting things here is trust. You see what he did right there? He basically says, I have a power that I can keep this from overwhelming you. And at first, of course, he asks about trust, and she esteems him. She asked him on the channel. And so now trust me that I have a power, and I can deliver. I can help all of your parts. You know, I can help. I can reassure them. I can comfort them, and then we can do some negotiation.
Kind of.
That bit reminded me of how, like, the contextual, where we establish ourselves that we're in a context that we're not just alone, perhaps even virtually not alone. And then what happens is that we're presented by that context and the other agent in the context a permission slip that allows us to do internal reflection and change that we would not, that our limiting beliefs would not allow us to do without the external hootenanny. But the identity is contextual. Like, clicked in another piece clicked into me today while watching this, and that's from this conversation between these two fellas that they build as damn near hallucinogenic, I think.
is inadequate, insufficient, and it's groping for the closest thing at hand. And the closest thing at hand is what technology makes salient to it, which is power. We have to go deeper. We have to say, no, there's a place for that. And your situational awareness, the states of consciousness you get access to, ultimately depend on your character.
Well, that's a lot to swallow.
That bit especially.
Yeah, no, there's a place for that. And your situational awareness, the states of consciousness you get access to, ultimately depend on your character.
Well, that's a lot.
And that actually that came in actually, Grim. That came in. Oh, you just closed it. Son of a branding time to play. LARP. We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. LARP. We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. That was a McMo one, I think. I believe that was a McMo masterpiece. I think that was his stylistic impression, signature thereof. Okay. Well, it appears that may have been a critical fumble. There was this part where he was supposed to say something about liturgy, and now I can't find it. But I do want to take this moment to complain violently about the mind control that's been included in today's performance against my will. And that is this little avatar over here in the top left, where if you mouse over it, it says meet the drag community. And how like they are smuggling enmity for the womb and those that promote it in everybody who uses Google, YouTube today's faces on the browser. And it's that layer of mind control I wanted to highlight and draw everyone's attention to because, sunshine.
Don't take my sunshine away.
All right, I don't know where the damn liturgy part is, but maybe it's right here. Right.
That's like
here.
We sort of look at Luther and to morph our conception of what we are and who we are and how we relate to much larger things. For example, if you're talking about a
Wait a minute. I think it was like the 20 seconds before morph. There it is.
Again,
Son of a.
I find it very helpful. Now, again, the whole demon conversation, you have to, in Falconer's book right away, he basically says, this is relatively rare. We tend to bump into it to people who've had tremendous childhood traumas, or there's like these legacy burdens, so on and so forth. So in some ways, that whole side of it will get a lot of attention, probably more attention than it deserves. But, for our conversation too, it's sort of, again, continuing to morph our conception of what we are and who we are and how we relate to much larger things.
Damn it, that wasn't
talking
it.
About
I mean, that's fine and valuable, but the part I wanted, he cites liturgy as almost like the way that the man in the thing is inducing the trance in the lady. And that got me thinking about hypnosis and hallucinations, and that leads us to the prompting department, the consorting with the demons. The promptology is because I decided to do what I don't, which is very difficult to do and share in a way that's that all compelling. I decided to play with the robots today, and my initial invitation for it was that we were come on, it was a long thing. The initial invitation was, our aim is a thorough understanding of human hypnosis and hallucination. How can you best assist? And it ends in the presentation I'm going to give to you shortly. I just have to reorient myself to that part of the performance. What? Shh, nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. I apologize for the excessive opportunities you have to use the restroom and or get a beverage, but to do the next part of the show the way it needs to be done requires a sort of gear shift or a part switch on this end, which I believe I've almost managed. Unfortunately, as is often the case, I discovered as the end of the branding that it was time to refill my own beverage. Here's the farm deck, the Shenandoah Valley farm deck card of the show, the Five of Diamonds, and we're about to do it. All right, to do this right, let's see if I can find the example footage and then walk you through it. Yeah, that's way over here. And it's back here.
More parts, you know, I can help, I can reassure them, I can comfort them, and then we can do some negotiation.
Kind of grovel in it or give it more power, we're going to try and heal this part that's so grieving. And if it gives us the space, we can actually do that.
Okay.
So we got permission from that
Yeah.
word part?
Yeah.
Okay, Kiki, then focus on the grief and find it in your body or around your body.
It feels like it's here in my throat, in my chest.
Mhm. And as you notice it there, how do you feel toward it?
Terrified.
Okay, so again, we're gonna ask the one who's
So the thing is, while he's going through this, the theater of my imagination is turning it into a D&D session where he's some wizard walking this lady through a forest, and the forest is like her internal systems, like her internal environment. And the fact that she mentioned between her heart and wisdom chakras was interesting. Like that's where they found the grief. And I saw it there as a tree that they were exploring, and like a monster would come up, and you feel everything in your bum, McMo. You're hyper focused because of the trauma that we don't talk about, and we can explore it. I'll be a wizard in the guided visualization, which is what we're getting to as far as the thumbnail says it. Guided visualization is essentially they make the theater of the mind the context rather than the external situation the context, and the conceptual frame allows one. It's the permission slip to do the internal changing through the imagined buffered self, which we found out is actually terribly porous, right? But the content of your character can vary with these permission slips through the power of suggestion and hypnosis, which we're going to explore at some point, right? Right. But first, let's dip back to the other guided visualization you wanted to do. Really? Sure. Sure. Where was that? Was it this part? Ah, yes, maybe this part.
Having fun conversation.
Okay, I'm gonna start getting on Discord. That's my new goal for this.
I like it. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so
In case you're unfamiliar with the characters of this little corner, that's Clara the sociologist sent by the outside world to study us, now becoming involved in the Discord, and we have the clip for accountability stalking purposes.
So you've noticed a lot of good open conversation. Anything else kind of like surprising to you?
Yeah. Let me run this by you. I've been trying to figure out like sort of like what are the boundaries of the corner, and like people talk about corners of the corner, right? So different people who are maybe having different approaches to things. And I think I heard, maybe it was on Grail Country this morning, I think I kind of heard like, well, Grail Country is think of itself as a corner, and Chad, I think maybe you have a corner. So we end up with this more of this like, I don't know, like octagon kind of corner. I don't know how we want to conceptualize it. But last night I was listening to a stream, and I think I saw you on it.
That might have been the Jacob Federecci T-Grog one, but the point
approaches to things
is there's a difficulty in the visualization of the corner, which inspired me to this image, which was supposed to be crystalline whales, which conveniently enough, a group of whales is called a pod, and we do podcasting. And I wanted to do a guided visualization of the corner and its existence to explain people to Clara and those, like how this thing sort of works. And so engage with me now in the theater of your imagination, that I'm some wizard and you're walking with me down the coast. We're walking down the coast, and we come to the ocean in this big cove. And in the cove, different whales will surface like this. This is what it's like to observe the corner. What the whales are such as like, the corner was founded when a big whale came in called Jordan Peterson, and he went up really high and then made a big splash. And then in the water that splashed up came up 3 other big whales PVK and Perbecky and Paggio, and now there's others. See, I'm on a ship. I'm not a whale, but we're in this thing, and the whales, but it must be a submarine because it too only surfaces at certain times. If you happen to be at the cove at a certain time, the thing will surface. The surface, but you can also go underground in the caves of the cove and see the recordings of what has surfaced and leave replay comments for +5 to your savings throws. So that's, while it's a corner in the flotilla of ants holding together in these information waters, a good way to conceptualize visually what it is a pod of whales surfacing at different moments in time, and those who associate to enjoy and digest and regurgitate the surfacings of the pod of whales corner. What? Yes.
So say we all. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Ho, ho, ho.
Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all.
And for reasons that are no longer available to me, the last night's notes in the symbolic world book for this day's stream prompt me. Guided visualizations is there's more timestamps. One of which is this one. This one here at 43 minutes. That might be the one you did with the.
Not that interesting. They're more about what I would say is seems more superficial, more red meat stuff. Like it's more about, I don't know. It's
Oh, Chad, I think you
maybe 5 or 6 levels above. Oh no!
I think I might have just put this timestamp because I thought it was
second.
cool how he just ditched her and left her to hold the stream all by herself.
I'm going to let me try something real quick. Stay on here, okay? I'll be right back.
Okay.
Turn that on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
More interestingly,
how we know?
Damn it! Stop it.
Yeah, I can hear you.
More interestingly, the hive mind has demanded the following, and shall be pleased, and shall be served.
So let's see. I'm gonna go and flying blind here. I don't have any script, so I have ideas, but no script.
And can I just, from you, Alex, just understand, is this a major reason why you don't believe in God? I.e., the problem of evil is for you a major objection to God?
Yeah, call it not an active cause of my atheism, but a sustaining cause. It wasn't the reason why I left the faith originally, but it's one of the reasons that prevents me from re-entertaining the idea. I mean, as we've discussed, there are plenty of seemingly plausible arguments to say that there's a necessary being at the bottom of contingent chains in the universe, that there's a being who sustains things, there's an arbitrary first cause or something like this. But to say that this first cause is a loving God who will preside over the kind of suffering that we see not just in the human context of something like the coronavirus, but also the hundreds of billions and trillions, if you include sea life, animals who are going through suffering that we wouldn't even be capable of imagining.
I speak for the krill. I speak for the krill. Can I eat ice cream all the time? That's not fair. You're an idea of fair, but I speak for the krill. Chris. The cow. Chris, dude. Chris, the cow.
Is this a major reason why you don't believe in?
I speak for the krill.
Oh, this was probably scary.
Would your father have a penis?
It's really funny. It's a common thing, actually. You go to a lot of practitioners and they'll say, this isn't a religion, but there's going to be beliefs, symbols, and practices all the way through this. I don't think you're going to avoid the religion quite so easily. So atheism, we're just saying that doesn't work. Will work for what? Will work for what? Well, again, all the way back to the beginning.
God will preside over the kind of suffering that we see, not just in the human context of something like the coronavirus, but also the hundreds of billions and trillions of include sea life, animals who are going through suffering that we wouldn't even be capable of imagining.
I speak for the krill. I speak for the krill. Can I eat ice cream all the time? That's not fair. You're being fair, but I speak for the krill.
There it is. They asked for it. They asked for it. You can blame. Let's see. Who's responsible for that? My bum trauma? No. There it is. Clint started it with what about the krill, and Josh seconded the motion. So now you have it. Now we're going to get to the prompt me part of the show. You see, as you can find, as you're able to read for yourself over in my new Substack piece on the Substack, grimgrissubstack.com, my consorting with the demon resulted in the following, with regard to hallucination and neurology. That neurological evidence supports psychological theories by identifying specific brain regions and mechanisms involved in hypnotic states. For example, the increased activity in attention-related brain areas aligns with theories emphasizing focused attention and dissociation. The reduction in demon activity supports the notion of altered self-awareness and enhanced receptivity to external suggestions. And as you know, the demon is very special to me for sentimental reasons.
You can put people on a continuum between autism and psychosis. And then what we were able to show is we could give an explanatory, we could turn that descriptive continuum into an explanatory continuum. We could explain what are the processes underneath, right, where people land up on the continuum. So making use of ideas of integrating relevance realization, predictive processing, we could explain what's going on in people who are autistic, people who are psychotic, and what the variation is in between them. So that was...
does that bit have something to do with like killing what the demon brings you? The default mode network brings you?
I'm not familiar with what that means. Could you...
I get that the default mode network is what distracts you, and
yes,
and brings you like, hey, what about this? What about this?
Oh, I see. Oh, that's very good. Very good. I would say daemon rather than demon, but okay.
This guy who's got Rockefeller connections talks to all sorts of fancy people. I got an aha and successfully colonized his mind just a little bit. And so the sentimental value has caused me to add, in the pursuit of understanding neurology and hypnosis, it caused me to make the little chat GPT dance. And eventually this led to a play where the characters are the parts and functions of the demon, the default mode network, the planner and decision maker, the reflector, the integrator, the self-monitor, and the memory keeper, which is probably, I mean, if you organize your organization to fulfill those functions, then it should be able to function demonically. But the chat GPT query, I eventually had to do a monologue for the integrator. And when it kicked out, I shall perform to you as potentially the only way of making chat GPT content bearable to share with a group of your friends. Hive mind, what? So Following this next piece of branding, I will be performing the monologue, the integrator's monologue, as queried and prompted by yours truly today on today's Prompt Me Guided Visualization stream. I hope you've been having a great time. See you. Catch the replay. What? Yes.
I'm not a cat.
Which one haven't you played already? Just do the grift harder one, man. LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. That was a McMo one, I think. I believe that was a McMo masterpiece. I think that was his stylistic impression, signature thereof. Okay. So the context of the play is the demon. Each part of the demon, each function of the demon is represented as a character. And the person is being convinced or debating whether or not they should engage in hypnosis as a procedure. This is scene 3, the integrator's monologue, and that's the integrator is one of the functions your demon does. In this grand theater of the mind, I stand as the integrator, a bridge between perception and understanding, weaving together the threads of sensory input and language, creating a tapestry of our experience. This debate on hypnosis stirs a myriad of thoughts, echoes of the chief planner's caution, the self-reflector's depth. We are at a crossroads where reason meets intuition, and I find myself pondering the essence of our journey. Hypnosis, a path both mysterious and promising, holds the potential to unlock doors within our psyche, doors that guard our memories, our fears, our hidden truths, but also doors that may lead to enhanced creativity and clarity. As the integrator, my role is to synthesize, to balance the known with the unknown, the logical with the emotional. I see the value in the need for control, for without structure, our thoughts might scatter, our focus might blur. Yet the call for introspection is compelling, for without understanding our inner world, we remain fragmented, blind to the deeper currents that shape our actions and beliefs, disconnected from this full spectrum of our humanity. In every sensory detail, there is a story, a glimpse into our past, a hint of our potential. Hypnosis could enhance this integration, sharpening our perception, deepening our comprehension. But what of the risks? The shadows lurking in our memories, the fears that could resurface, the pain we might reawaken. We must weigh these against the light we seek, the insight and healing that could transform us. To integrate is to embrace complexity, to hold paradoxes in tension, to find harmony in discord. We are more than the sum of our parts, more than the individual voices that counsel us. We are a symphony of thoughts, emotions, and memories. And hypnosis, if guided with care, could help us attune to this symphony. So here we stand, on the brink of a decision, with Grimgris offering a path, a possibility, a LARP gate. I, the integrator, see both the promise and the peril. and I urge us to consider both with heart and mind, to trust in our collective wisdom, to find balance in our journey. Let's go for it with an open heart, because why not?
Greetings. I'm Dr. Lenny Time, and I'm here to talk about a concept of measurement. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
You might need mind control again.
All right, then. So that's the show. Thank you, everybody, especially those that this. Look at this. This Esther guy that no longer exists as a final act has pushed us toward our coffee goal for the day. But yeah, thanks. Oh, wait, I did want to remind everybody that you can be encountered face to face. These people, Dr. Michael Martin, Vanderclay, Chris Green, Garrett Wong, Rafe Kelly, Grant Bardoon, Grail Country Nate, probably Slickarius, and definitely Grimgriz at this fancy estuary event, estuarynorthwest2024.com. I'm pretty sure there's still tickets left. Thank you for being virtually not alone with us here today and or in the replay, where you can get the +5 if you make a comment. It's very nice. If it doesn't apply, if you get a nat 1 like those yahoos did today, those hard folks, man. Every time the hypnosis gets them, I don't know. It's like they're where's the train? It's right